of personal gain be met with divine punishment. The Sierra Leone People's Party, SLPP, and the All People's Congress, APC, have both had their time at the helm of this nation's leadership. Both parties in their various administrations have failed to prioritize the welfare of the people, choosing instead to line their pockets and those of their allies. To the accomplices within and beyond Sierra Leone who have helped to condone, protect, and propagate these destructive policies, I place you in the crosshairs of Governor Claxon's prayer. May you suffer the brunt of your bad work. For those who have turned a blind eye to the misdeeds of President Bayo and his wife, for those who have remained silent as corruption flourished, may the Lord's wrath paralyze you. May it make you dumb, deaf, and blind. Mohamed Kane of the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone, ECSL, you and your accomplices have deceived the people of this nation. I pray that God deals with you in the most drastic way for the lies you have perpetuated. This nation has been plagued with unqualified individuals holding positions of power. From top government offices to foreign embassies, we have seen incompetence reign supreme. These individuals, appointed not for their skill or integrity, but for their political connections, have proven themselves incapable of steering the nation in the right direction. I ask God to send His fire upon every institution that harbors unqualified staff. May they be cast into the deepest hell, where they will no longer be able to wreak havoc on Sierra Leone's future. To our leaders, civil servants, and political opportunists, your time is running out. You have sowed the seeds of destruction in Sierra Leone, and the fruits of your labor will now return to you. O Lord, bring down your hammer upon every member of government who is not genuine. Strike them with the force of justice and let them know the true meaning of accountability. May Governor Claxon's prayer be answered in full. Punish those who have taken from the people, who have abused their positions of power, and who have used politics as a shield for their selfish deeds. May they suffer as the people of Sierra Leone have suffered, and may their punishment serve as a lesson to future generations, so that no one may ever again dare to destroy this country in the name of politics. Let the wrath of Governor Claxon's prayers be the eternal curse that haunts them, both in this life and beyond. Amen. A final plea to God. The Wraths of Governor Claxon's Prayers by Alpha Amadou Diallo, author Monopoly of Happiness, Unveiling Sierra Leone's Social Imbalance. Voiceover by Weard. In the name of politics, power, and personal gain, the very soul of Sierra Leone has been ravaged. We have witnessed generation after generation of politicians, civil servants, and so-called leaders shamelessly tearing this nation apart, one deceitful decision at a time. From the moment of independence to the present, those in governance, past and present, have systematically undermined the potential of this country. Today, I invoke the prayer of Governor Claxon as a clarion call for divine justice upon those who have willfully contributed to the destruction of Sierra Leone. Governor Claxon's prayer. May those who pillage and plunder from the sweat of their brothers and sisters be cursed with the fruits of their own greed. May their wealth turn to ashes, their joy turn to mourning, and their peace be replaced with endless turmoil. Let their descendants inherit not riches, but the blood-stained misery they have sowed. And for every lie told, every opportunity squandered, and every trust betrayed, may their punishment be as endless as their deception. This prayer is a solemn and damning plea, one that seeks to lay bare the consequences of selfishness and betrayal. To the civil servants, political leaders, and accomplices who have undermined the development of Sierra Leone, heed these words, for the day of reckoning is upon you. There is no denying that many civil servants in Sierra Leone have operated under the weight of low wages. But let us not pretend that this justifies the greed, corruption, and sabotage that have marred the civil service. Too many have taken the state's resources for themselves, undermining national progress to secure a future only for their families. To you, Governor Claxon's prayer is not just a curse, it is your well-deserved punishment. How many times have we heard civil servants complain of low wages, only to see them manipulate the system for their own benefit? Instead of working to better the conditions of all Sierra Leoneans, they have chosen to engage in bribery, embezzlement, and deliberate inefficiency. To these men and women, I say, May you reap the rewards of your bad work. The nation suffers because of your selfish desires. And it is time for the wrath of Governor Claxon's prayer to rain down upon you and your descendants yet unborn. May your ill-gotten gains be the very trouble that will deny you peace, not only in this life, but in the hereafter. No president, past or present, can escape the judgment embedded in Governor Claxon's prayer. From Sir Milton Margai to the present administration under Julius Maada Bio, each leader has played a role in either actively contributing to the downfall of Sierra Leone or passively allowing corruption to thrive. You who have ripped the nation's coffers for personal gain, you who have hoarded wealth while your people starve, may your unlawful deeds haunt you. To President Julius Maada Bio, I place you and your family under the
Good
weight
morning,
of this
morning, and
prayer.
welcome to the program where we call Congress Right. We are on YouTube and on Facebook. Subscribe where we discuss issue them. Where the front page of the different newspaper that they pull out for the morning. After that, we can look at what's in there on the front page. And bring people that will help we follow discuss there and there as well. So we go straight and begin look at we front page them, the things that we did this morning. The first one, now the City Hunter newspaper, we say Guild of Editors pay courtesy call on official management and corruption exposed. Opposition will challenge SLPP supporters in to confront the truth in audit report. And we as well get procurement integrity busted. Olana Enterprises wins appeal against unjust under disqualification in World Bank funded projects. And we go to the next one where now the Sky Times newspaper say McKinney Kabbalah Highway now a death trap. And findings confirm FEPS coordinator Ambosti Sise was not sacked. And you as well get MMTU slams ombudsman over false non-compliance claim. Cooperative department requests 4.273 million new loans to drive digital transformation. The next one at the Standard Times newspaper, we say unfair and negligence. IPRP unveils flaws in procurement and process. And you also get the truth behind is non-compliance. Ombudsman misfires again. The next one at the Oracle newspaper, ITGC APC versus Samsumana APC. Alfred Peter Conte, the troublemaker in APC, say grassroots members. And Sierra Leone teachers unpaid and undervalued amid World Teacher Day celebration. You as well get Honorable Melrose Committee, a pillar driving social change at the Social Welfare Ministry. We go to the next paper this morning. We now the Vindicator newspaper, Guild of Editors, deepen media partnership with Africell. EU and Balanta launch music contest to tackle gender violence. Chief Justice Combat Commander drives reform to enhance ECOWAS court access and efficiency. And you as well get ASGAP elects Leon's Clark as first vice president. We go to the Freetown Daily newspaper. Vice President celebrates teachers' contribution. Adam Macaulay stands out as the symbol capable of steering APC party. Sunkaye Foundation brings school supplies to remote districts. And other story for his edition of the Freetown Daily. The Both Times newspaper say Chief Minister to lead a high-power delegation to attend trade and investment event in UK. High Court orders DNA test in Justice Momoh-Jah Stevens' paternity dispute. We go to the next one when the AZ newspaper says statistics Sierra Leone extend GIS training to strengthening 2026 census preparation. VP Jallo highlights vital role teachers play in nation building, and MTCA champions sustainable ecotourism in Koinadugu. The Independent Observer newspaper, Sierra Leonean about to vote next election. AG proposed electoral reform, unspoken contract. And you as well get other story for yesterday's edition of the Independent Observer. The Calabash newspaper, SLCAA, DG elevates Sierra Leone's influence at 42nd Global ICAO Aviation Assembly. And Guild of Newspaper Editor engaged official in strengthening media partnership. Pharmacy Board finds 76 outlets to ensure safer medicine for Sierra Leoneans. And demand for national ID card soar across Sierra Leone. Chief Justice champions access to justice and ECOWAS court reforms. The Dawn newspaper say reversing disqualification of FEPS, IPRP delivers justice to Roland Enterprise. And you as well get barely 3 months in office, Ombudsman exposes his incompetence. You as well get other stories for this edition of the Dawn newspaper. The Premier Newspaper Procurement Panel rebukes FEPS uphold Roland's appeal, and High Court orders DNA test in paternity dispute issues multiple injunction. And Land Ministry clarifies Newton Songo corridor land reclamation policy. VP Jallo honors teachers as architects of Sierra Leone future. We go to the next paper, but please you will just join me. Not for like and share the program. If you not subscribe it, please for the first time consider for subscribe before you end the program this morning. Please don't forget to share whether you watch me na Facebook or na YouTube. Okay, so yesterday night, before I continue the rest of the paper, before we end the show yesterday, we be actually asked waiting una go want for the contribute to the program like every month. We will end up with two things when are €5 and €10. So you can choose between 5 to €10. If you want to pay €5 to we every month, or you want to pay €10, that's fine. Some other people them say, that one is small, so for just left for open, some people go and forget. No, we're not going for left for open because we first forget a tag. Not to read the arranger, not to read the money they can directly, not to YouTube. So we force for do that one day. But if you want for support we outside the box, you can as well support we whatever way you want for do that. But for now, the process they on the review right now on YouTube. Once they approve them, we can get the email and then we see how best we can launch up to now. But Facebook, notwithstanding Facebook, the stars there on right now. So you where you want for support me on Facebook, you can still send me stars. Or you can go instead get subscription where instead get payment of small thing where you go to give like every month. Thank you very much. We appreciate tonight. We continue with the rest of the paper and we go to the Times newspaper. The Times newspaper say with the belief that no woman should die from a disease that can be detected early, Orange Foundation launches breast cancer awareness campaign. And National Deputy Chairman leads cleaning exercise at SLPP's National Secretariat. I am the only bird that can resurrect a wounded party and return it to power. APC by Momoh-Jah's party supporter in London. And Umaru Napoleon Nkrumah, the servant leader Sierra Leone needs. We go to the next one, where now the New Citizen newspaper say lower level election not postponed. And SLPP members hail Marabion. We will embarrass Alfred Peter Conte, Cashel, Holland Cole, and strengthening media partnership. Guild of Newspapers editors engages official. The next one, now the Africa 24 newspaper, our market days lead to hunger in Sierra Leone. And APC is united and focused. Honorable AKK affirms. As well get dangerous blasting. Local settlers challenge CTC bauxite mining. The next one, Global Times newspaper say the ombudsman's misguided statement about MMTU. Professor Alpha Wuri appointed Chancellor of Lincoln University, and between Justice Stephen and Edwina Jamiu, court orders DNA test. VP Julia Jallo hails teachers and addressing the issue of underselling petroleum products in Sierra Leone. The next one now the state's satellite newspaper will say Sierra Leonean diaspora in land wahala. Salon's economy in good shape. Finance Minister affirms and NACIT will dedicate customer service week to military. The next one, now the Parameter newspaper, as grassroots trust Cherikoko, APC elders endorse his stewardship. And you as well get other story for solicitation of the Parameters newspaper. The Spy newspaper, huge shake-up at customs. VP Jule reaffirms government commitment to education. And other story for solicitation of the Spy newspaper. The New Age newspaper, football player to serve 5 years jail for theft, and land conflict account for more than 60% of high court cases, says assistant FAO representative for program. And you as well get PFSL Echo celebrate 365 days in office. The next one, now the C4D media. Ombudsman overstep targeting MMTU without due diligence is a costly misfire. And Sierra Leone police strengthening prosecutorial efficacy under the new CPA Act 2024. Sierra Leone's parliament ranked 5th in Africa Open Parliament Index, addressing the rising menace of school rivalries in Sierra Leone. And over 620,000 women use modern contraceptives, says Health Minister. The next one we'll get inside the program this morning, now the Public Review newspaper, will say Shalima cartel, foreign monopoly controls keke trade. Please, some seconds. We'll still continue with the rest of the paper then inside the program this morning. We continue with the rest of the paper inside the program this morning, and we don't get we guess we don't ready the for we now inside the program for can help we for throw light on several issues then we already don't they see now the different people then. We continue with the last set of paper them say Shalima cartel foreign monopoly controls keke trade, and EcoBank Sierra Leone MD Sebastian Asho cartel driving customer first banking. And your Spirit Sierra Leone Chief Justice outlined plans to inform ECOWAS Judicial Council. And Chief Minister highlights Sierra Leone's advancement as the 80th UN General Assembly. The Parameter newspaper, Justice Momoh-Jah Stephen paternity case, High Court orders DNA test, and deferred admission raised concern at law school. SLFA president meets FIFA chief in DRC. And the next one, now the Gleaner newspaper. Chief Minister urged Sierra Leone diaspora to participate in development. President Bio, a veto must never be a verdict against humanity. The Watch newspaper, we now the last paper this morning, say referendum calls intensify as APC and SLPP clash over PR system. Guinean diaspora vote exposes ECSL shortcoming, and Guild of Editors pays courtesy call on official management. Strand base carnival to showcase culture and drive community change. Now, all the people in this way we get inside the program this morning. We go straight to we guess what we get inside the show this morning for make we come see what we get in terms of eating the careers. And the person we get now Ajibu Tija Jalo with we inside the program like always. Good morning, Ajibu, and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Senator Pierre. Good morning, family members. Good morning, viewers.
All right, thank you for joining me inside the program this morning. Hope you get a very good night rest.
Yes. It was short, but I managed.
Partially, okay. Thank God for the life. Okay, so let me start with something where kind of personal, but at the same time, it kind of public. The issue of the suspended, Chief Justice, the suspended judge where Kumba, sorry, one second, Steven, Momoh-Jah Steven, and a baby mama. The issue don't intensify, don't go to the state where High Court the order for letting do DNA per the pikin. You been follow that issue there, what do you think?
I think to say that a disgrace, anyhow it happened, whether or not a mistake, whether or not inadvertently, that's not supposed to happen for somebody in that personality, somebody will hold that kind of status in our life. You know, the whole status in our life where people they ameliorate, people they want for be like you for be an example to people then. So for something like that, it will happen to a judge in any shape or form. Absurd, wrong, you're not supposed to happen to them at all, at all, at all.
So, what do you think about the action from the courts? You know, the judiciary of Sierra Leone.
Yeah, I know read them completely, but I see them yesterday, but I never get time for actually read them. I mean, if you tell me what the court say, I will give you an assessment now.
Well, actually, the judiciary of Sierra Leone take action for suspend them, and they refer the case to the judicial and commission also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I remember something else not happening beyond that.
No.
Of course. Quite correct. Of course. That was very, very correct. In fact, you know, now we don't know everybody is considered innocent until proven guilty. But for me, for him to take a sterner action than that. But I think to say that is sufficient. That's the right thing to do. Stand them down completely. Because, you know, it don't become an anthema. It don't become a problem. And you need to remove them from the system. You need to send a strong message to people that when they grow up, people that are around for say somebody in this capacity cannot behave in this manner, and therefore we hold them to a much higher standard. So that the right thing to do, they move up until such time. Well, you know what? Even if it's established, say not to so it be or not so it be, or the facts of which we know, not to exactly like it is, he's supposed to be punished. Because really and truly, somebody in that capacity, they not for putting himself in that position, they at all not for get to that point. At all, it's just not correct. No way how. Not correct. You know? So definitely, if there is crime involved in this, it actually break a statutory crime, okay, that should be addressed. But the one thing we know for sure now is the fact that you put yourself in the position. You know for the period. Then the excuse not even now. You know for the day.
Okay, but normally they can't think that you think say they come back?
I don't think so, really and truly, because if it come back, like I say, now in mockery to everything we consider diligent, everything we consider respectful, it will cast a doubt on the judiciary. I don't think he can come back out of this. You know, whether it's right or wrong, whether he commits crime or not, the fact of the matter is he put himself in that position. Okay, so therefore, really and truly, we must hold them to an extremely high standard. In self for resign self. Only when this don't happen, if we resign, make it get away from the system, get into the shadows for a while. You know, then he go to emerge doing something else. I mean, he can be a consultant or whatnot, but he cannot come back into the bench because all people will be looking at Naim. They will point to him. You know, like I say, whether he commits a crime, now one thing, but the fact that he name called on this and he did it, that's by itself, in the court of public opinion, he is guilty as charged. Then he should not be. He should not come back. No, I'm sorry.
Okay, so now let me move again a bit from that one there. Let me talk about election and other national issues. For example, the PR system. According to waiting we done the see, waiting we done the hear, now the fact say the call for referendum they intensify. According to the Watch newspaper, say referendum calls intensify as APC and SLPP clash over the PR system. And for make them very more serious, we hear about the issue of this PR system for the executive. In other words, when you hear about this power sharing thing. And we don't see people in the comment talk about we don't see it happen in parliament, we don't see how the president they push for that thing and then all. So what's in that you take? Because the APC don't reject this particular call for power sharing recently.
Okay, so my take on power sharing as it is clearly the SLPP not get much for sure say alone people them as to why they for even consider them back. They don't take a chance on them for 5 years. They may not want to take another chance on them because things were going extremely bad and therefore they vote otherwise. But however, the elections were rigged, and when the elections was rigged, they forced themselves back into office. And from that time to now, then they will change nothing either. Things have just gotten even worse. So definitely nobody in their right mind not go vote the SLPP back in next election, anything with the SLPP. So that's it. So you see this idea now don't come of sharing power. And you ask the question, why now? Why now? Sharing power for me, if that's something you want to do it now. Begin to now. Begin, if they're willing, begin some APC people and kind to offices. But you haven't done that. Okay. Sharing power not work. Okay, it will not work. The country, the way that they work, the country, they were fully developed, the country, them way able to provide for them people them in terms of social safety net, the country, them way the private sector is thriving, and all man get something for do. In Sierra Leone, it will not work because think about this. The APC and the SLPP gets two different ideologies, okay, two different thought processes. We believe in grassroots empowerment, create opportunity for the grassroots, okay, make them able to fend for themselves. SLPP sort of believe otherwise, where the people at the top, they want to strengthen them with the hope that then people in there will do things then for the grassroots better. Okay, so the ideological approach is different. So therefore, if I were to become president, I am bringing in SLPP people then thought process, the ideology about running an economy, the ideology about managing people's expectations and ambitions, the ideology about social cohesion is quite different. We really say it the same way. So it's going to be total confusion. Okay? So therefore, before long, you will see the party in power will get rid of them people and way they bring down. And then you will move to a one-party system. The example is in 2007, the PMDC pitched tent with APC. Okay, and down they allow we or win the runoff. We bring President Kuruma and the APC into office. Amari de last? No last. Before we don't begin pull them. You know work out. Okay, no last. Go back to Pakaba in time with PDP. You bring in foreign Minister of Finance, when the Timu Bangura. Not married the last. No, last. So all the examples that we don't see now, okay, where they show where you bring two parties together, the last, they work. It's not working. It's simply not work. So therefore, if we attempt or do that, it will bring total confusion. It would not work. We'll waste time. We can't see the end too far for begin playing and kind games than they too far. But that not my own opinion. Okay, not my own opinion about this. But if we decide to want to go into a referendum, then that's the right thing for do. Which is a referendum. A referendum, not forget everybody in the country will do a general voting on a particular issue. Okay, and in that process, we will get into some more discussion. And at the end of the day, if the people are saying that they want, then follow us. But I don't think it will work.
Actually, they see the APC party, they stand up, they talk broad, they talk loud, they talk tough. You think, say, the APC get the strength for actually stand up against the SLPP government, taking into consideration They not get a number in the parliament for actually if the government want for legitimize illegitimacy, they can able for pass away with that in the parliament, and then taking out of the parliament again, the APC taking into consideration the number of faction the way it gets right now. Everybody gets small kabudu. You think say if at all the government want for go on right now with anything, they're not able for get smooth sail? APC able for stand there for say no to that?
Yes, yes. You see, you use one word just now, or you use a phrase just now, for legitimize illegitimacy. Once bitten, twice shy. You will agree with me that the APC, they don't build ball over way, plenty. Okay, we sleep now, we wink. The biggest mistake we'll make, we will not go court after the 2023 election also. And the APC be ready for pets, but unfortunately, the leader at the time will not be ready for the kind of confusion we will come out of it. And then once we misroad, the APC I'm saying, listen, we don't misroad completely. There's nothing to do here. Okay, with the hope for divine intervention, for as far as within the law presides will provide for nothing for do. So that is why the APC let we pack the bundle, let we forget what 2023 election is done and dusted, let we move forward and look for another election. There's no way how we know let we come to reality, let we not fool ourselves, let we not make a mistake. Okay, so all of the things that don't happen to me. Now going forward, we are going to be very careful. Okay, we are discussing the possible outcomes. We are discussing what can be done. We measure the amount of pressure we need for put, because we know for Sudan they back down at anything. So with all of that in mind, with all of the experience we will get, you can be rest assured for the APC will not sit back and allow the SLPP for force something done with it, especially something we will bring problem for the country tomorrow. No, as an opposition, we're talking, we're poised to do whatever it takes, okay, for make sure say that not happen. Okay, we'll push them as much as possible for going to a referendum, so choose, but them by themselves cannot unilaterally make such a decision, whether it's from cabinet, whether it's from parliament, whether it's from both parliament or cabinet. It will not happen. There are options for them to metamorphose, if they so choose, one such now for do a referendum, where it could be a
Archibald, let me look at again. You just tell me say the APC no go actually allow the SLPP government to actually force something done the truth anymore. But we don't begin see it don't happen. The parliaments, the presidential nominee for the ECSL South or East, Edmund Alpha, we see how they force them down the throat of parliamentarians then, it pass away. We see again, for be acting chairman of ECSL, we not see proper consultation. Everybody shout, but now it's still lady. We come again and see statements where in the same Edmund Alpha we make, for tell we say we all just waste with time on this so-called tripartite, but nothing other for change for 2028 election. We get for see the same election like 2023. Just know it again, and then it continue for stay in that particular thing there. But what thing again we need for see for sure say you party not get the strength for actually take action.
So it appear no insight problem. Okay. No see soak leopards, you call them push.
Okay.
That could be a dangerous mistake.
Okay.
The example where you cite we get to do with Commissioner Edmund Alpha. Now a caretaker role and no provision on the constitution will allow for negotiation or consultation from that one day. Okay. If he be the come as a substantive, that would be something different. I think to say this were by default, him being the most senior person there, in the watch that office states at such time when another appointment is made. So with that, really APC parliaments not get any rule or
But I beg for
substantial.
court you. But again, if argument get for date tomorrow, now this man don't act. If they get for go on and say, because members say not only consultation now the thing we dey look for, but we dey look at the one them as well we create problem for the 2023 election. And according to the tripartite, recommendation them, some of them people in there, they're supposed to take action against them. Yeah, because the recommendation fall in two baskets: accountability and reform. But if this person don't act now, what thing they go use say enough for Dede if they finally appoint him?
Again, you make mention of the tripartite. The tripartite provide for divergent and convergent. I believe, yes, I believe, say that only fall under the divergent, where we ask that all of them and they be replaced. Fall under the divergence, there's more discussions to be held about that. I would tell you now that the Secretary General who gets a no nonsense individual, the leader in our parliament also very cautious, very meticulous, but not very firm individual. Okay, in the person of Kukago, we see how we handle the issue of Parantarawali. You see how we actually handle that issue. They use the law, follow the procedure, they write and inform which are the problems, which indicate which are the issue, and why we cannot go along with that. So you would expect the same firmness, but like I say, law no day we require consultation when it comes for just get a caretaker. Okay, I understand what you say. You say, well, if this man can be a caretaker, then they might try to make him. Well, all the voices now are being heard that cannot happen. We will not be happy with that. We not believe, say, that person they go give we a day of equity, they go able for do something with decent. We believe, say, in hand dirty, we believe, say, in mind dirty, and we believe, say, ego rogue. So as long as one person believe that, I don't believe, say, the SLPP will start a war just because of one individual. No, there's a lot other things he can do. If this man, if we want to show, the one thing say, what thing will get, plenty of plethora evidences where they indicate, say, this ref, not a good ref. We not believe, say, we'll get to fear again with them. So, what things, sometimes we not go participate by ourselves afterwards. Or it's not going to happen. So you can expect all of that confusion there. So any responsible government will remove the problem, as opposed to say one guy head on and cause a problem just because of one individual. But I tell you, the members of parliament, they're hard on this show. They're extremely hard on this. They're steadfast. And the opposition, I mean, the government bench knows exactly which side they stand. They know side they stand. So therefore, then self gets an obligation for inform the executive government to say, the executive will say, we are going down the wrong road. We don't want this kind of confusion. Leadership gets responsibility. Okay. Like I say, not to all things we right expedient. At the end of the day, if Allah come up and down, the confusion come up and down, the place become ungovernable, you create issues that way will attract violence. Nobody never asks you which in wrong, which in right. But the fact that you supposed to superintend over this activity and you sit down and allow violence or problem for come. Now we tie this in with Momoh-Jah Stevens justice. At the end of the day, Nobody they ask Momoh-Jah Stevens whether they like Bagam, whether not true, whether they like. How you get yourself in that position? There? You should never get yourself in that position. Now the same kind of thing now. Okay? Whether not lie and lie, you know to lie the lie, you give it, you don't give it. The fact of the matter is you are there, okay, they talk about you, how you manage to get yourself there. You know, for happy period, the same thing with governance. Okay, whether a right or a wrong, if problem commodity tomorrow, the SLPP will be seen as, the administration will be seen as very irresponsible.
Okay, and this still inside election and voting. Yesterday we attempt to analyze something. We could put them to you, and then maybe we get your honest view, like always, on that. But first, let's look at this one. They say it started with this Guinean diaspora vote exposes ECSL shortcomings. So waiting me one for link this to now the fact say the Attorney General and Minister of Justice don't they propose, don't they ask say 2028 it go like for see Sierra Leone them like the diaspora una we not go able for come tongue for Leona get a chance for Leona vote. Waiting I take on this.
You mean then when they're able for Canton?
Yes, diaspora will not be able to Canton.
Because there has been an election. We know they talk 2 months before the election. So I just come back not too long ago. It's a good thing. It's a good thing as long as it could be managed properly. I don't know how it's going to be managed. When you say diaspora, you're talking about everyone outside of Sierra Leone. For the United States, we have an embassy in Washington, D.C. We have a mission in New York. And now, either one of them, and they will be within reach for me. Now, 2 hours down, 2 hours up for me. Okay. But then you have people that are in California, okay, the West Coast. They will have to fly a good 5 hours to get to Washington, D.C. Okay, I don't know how they plan to handle that. You also have people down in Florida. Okay, that's another 3 hours away from Washington, D.C., or 3.5 from New York. I don't know how they plan to handle that. I guess they will make it possible. If you're interested, you care enough, you go spend your money and spend your time and fly come participate. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing that they are making it open for people within the diaspora for get an opportunity for votes. I mean, I don't know how you guys do it. And France, you say you did Strasbourg. That's all the way in a corner, not to Paris. You can imagine, for they come and come, Paris can vote. I don't know how that will work. London, okay, fine. But we have people there with Ireland. Well, probably we have an embassy in Ireland. That's fine. But you get Scotland, you get Leeds, you get, I don't know how to do it, but it's a good thing. For no no way it happen, the possibility they're fine. You're able to come.
How good this be? Taking into consideration the ECSL not able to manage election results inside the country, proper one for let nobody no cry. We all see voting or counting still they go on at Putloko, for example. ECSL don't announce results for Putloko. We all see, some areas and then inside free to where voting take place, stay 12 midnight. ECSL they go ahead and answer how professional ECSL would be for manage such kind of results. Yeah, take it and how we will make sure say people that will not get business into a voting actually vote. Take into consideration then the sell with passport right now.
Sengapia, if you want for do bad, if you want to be a bad citizen, nobody not going to help you on that. I mean, you can't stop anybody for being bad. Okay, you put measures in place with the hope that everybody behave in the manner where will promote decency, will promote tolerance, will promote equity. Okay, no matter what you do, you're not able to get 100% proof for tight up people that will decide for engage by malfeasance. That's just the way it is. But I'm quite sure if a decision like that is made, measures will be put in place. And again, consultation will come between, the citizens that they want the way they affect for ensure, say, you try as best as possible with both. The elections in Salon, it is clear that it was rigged because there are systems in place. The way the system in a Salon, you get a center where they vote. Inside that center, you get voting stations. You might have 3 voting stations in one center. Every voting station only has 300 registered voters. There's a list that they supply. 300. Anytime where you go over 300, you get for open another voting station. So if, for example, at this particular area in Ayaso, we get 602 people left, you're going to have how many voting stations? Help me. 3. 602. 300 now one. 300 now another one. But you get 2. That then 2 now. Until that 2 they reach 300. The one when 2 reach 300, you still get 3 voting stations. When it go 901, you open another one. So then system that they in place for making people identify over voting, making people identify malfeasance when they happen very quickly, for making people for funds very quickly and things of that nature. Okay. And when APC they ask for the granular result, where they talk about this disaggregated result, and that result they talk about. Then voting station result, then they waiting happen na then particular voting station. Okay, where you add cumulatively we can to the big number we then give it. Now that granular data, now we say we want for see. Okay, and now the ECSL refuse for give where they indicate say and where the government said, okay, they refuse for tell them say show the result. We win, show it how them, show them how we win them. And that one day, now the clear indication say yes, we will happen. Because you get a total now, yeah, but you not tell me the subtotal. You not tell me the subtotal. I want to know how you get that subtotal. Yes, I go dinner. Well, I go dinner, I take filet mignon, the other person take steak, the other person take wine, the other person take a dessert. Then at the end, you get you subtotal, not so. Then you add your tax param, and then you add your tip param, then you come to your grand total. Okay. So what we're saying, don't give me a grand total. Tell me what you come up to this subtotal, then move to grand total. And that's the same thing. That's how it is set up. Okay. That's why ECSL waiting and can't give you grand total. They're not going to forgive you the subtotal. How you get there? What you're waiting involved in. And that is why you have 300 people per voting station or make you identify the issue. So those are the controls that are in place. Okay. And I'm quite sure something will be put in place when you decide to do diaspora voting. For make it will be well supervised. Okay. For make we agree. As it is now, a great idea, a good idea, and a lovely idea. But the question is, can this be properly managed? They'll have ECSL will have to come up with that kind, break down the way we will be able to accept that. Because if it cannot be properly managed, if you're not credible, then you cannot move forward with it.
Ajibu, I still there around this thing. Maybe one thing the way we not ever talk about, or when people not sing for member. Members say before the 2023 election, we be get some people and we be for go arch, right?
Yes.
I think some voting will take place before they go. Right or wrong?
Correct. Yes.
We don't ever know how that voting they be end. Would that be leading that voting or not? For example, it asks for compare, but we do this. If then they do early voting, na some side them, yeah, na the side where you did, na the state. You must know who that lead in the early voting the day, right or wrong?
Yes, you would know. But the last thing they would be constantly what you would.
But for we not ever know who that lead or how the result end up, how they bring and can inside, who stand and read them, who stand and show. We not ever know about that one. They say to this thing what they talk about. So this now all of the things the way they put together. A fine yes for let we get diaspora and voting. But if simple things like this, we're not able to get and correct, how we go get this one correct now?
And all of that lend credence to the fact that the elections were not transparent. And that is why consistently, clearly, all international observers they say, you know, waiting. We know they say who that wrong, who that no wrong, who that win, who that not win. But that process, they not credible and not transparent. Everybody made that. Nobody no can agree say it's transparent except for ECOWAS, we change their mind later. Okay, but you see now when you can at the diaspora, yes, humanity day, now then embassy they are, humanity definitely did it. You can do what you want to without interference from any police or what have you. But I will tell you that if that only the cause, and I talk for me on country wide, if that only the cause problem, if it cause issue, if it bring unrest, you can be sure that there will be a requirement for you for sure how you plan for execute this process and clearly indicates this process is guided and you're able to manage any possibility of malfeasance to some extent. And of course, then they come again to advocacy. We further anticipate them problem, the possible problems, and show and bring them up before they even institute them. Just because the fact that just because the Attorney General, come show that magnanimity, no means they happen tomorrow. A lot of work has to come into play. Come on, the same thing has happened to a review of the Constitution. We don't talk about review of the Constitution from President Kabata. You know what I mean? No. President Anisko Obaka went a long way, spent awful lot of money, bring about 89 people there, led by Justice Cowan, and most of them don't die. The Constitution has still not come through, because just to say I want to do something, means they happen. You know what I mean? You have to be sure you know what you're doing. So that pronouncement, the way the Attorney General make is fine, it's good. Make one bloody, and make you relax. But to say it's going to happen tomorrow, I don't think so.
All right, we'll take for the way to inside the program. In Ajibu Tijan Jalo, the way to inside the show. This morning, they help me for talk about, election. They help for talk about different things. Then we basically they happen inside the country. Now we'll talk about Madam in appearance now the 80th, hunger. What do you think about his speech?
I think President Bill gave a remarkable speech. It was well tailored. In delivery was fantastic. And I say this because I don't look at in delivery prior to now. And you can see and say, understand what they read in pronunciation and enunciation, being in line with the words the way they read, and just the content of the speech. I know I made a comment on Mike Benewine page, and a few APC people then call me and say, "But why for they do that?" And I want to say this: people must understand that I am a Sierra Leonean, I'm APC, and I support APC. But outside of Sierra Leone, President Nkrumah is the president of Sierra Leone, and I see him as a Sierra Leonean. I see him as my president, and therefore I not go rush or castigate and bash everything about them. Makes no sense. Often at times you come, you give an analysis about things that are happening, And for example, you talk about President Kuruma, elect you talk about 1,000 things we do. The tell where you can't talk about something way back. We want to get back to what the way no no Sabiam, na see and picture no more, everybody around. But that is how some people are. We get that sycophantic behavior where people get. And I think that is wrong. Well, I mean, it's a fact. But for some of they are all afraid. So we know they fall for that. And I bring all of that just to explain the fact that, in my opinion, and it should be everybody's opinion, when your presidents go like the UN, they represent Sierra Leone, and therefore you should give them all the support, and you should be very objective. And if you look at the speech, you listen to the speech, I believe that it was a remarkable speech. And like I say, based on other speech they were doing, based on the delivery from the past. And when you look at this one, I say, wow, it's improved a lot. I know there was quite a lot of discussion about the fact that he did not bring Yenga into the picture. And clearly, it's explained that it's a process. It's a process. UN, the big field, we're all 193 countries to play. Yenga happened for the Momoh-Jah Basin. From Momoh-Jah Basin, you get the ECOWAS. From ECOWAS, you get the AU. So you get to go through all the process before you can bring and come to UN. Okay, and also you get for somehow define your relationship with people. Have I exhausted? Or that's what you're saying. I'm not ready for make Palabana and go into all-out war, or I still want to pacify, I still want to negotiate, and so on and so forth. So definitely, we are still in negotiation stage, and so therefore there was no need. But all the other things that we bring, talk about, of course, he's C10 chairman, but also the person really in charge of the 10 countries where they talk about Africa. They bring down the come up. We're looking for permanent seats. But that itself now the big hypocritical thing will happen that UN kind of thing. Year after year, president after president, they go and talk about that, about the fact that 70% of which they happen at UN decision will they affect Africans, but yet we don't get to sit at the table. But then you wonder where they sit on at the table, where they make the decision again. And maybe America and the hypocrites say yes, they want to be inside it. But the other one, they say, what do they can't talk about that? Wow, they are getting kinds of Africans talk about it. Come on, they cannot deal with themselves, they cannot handle themselves. So very hypocritical. But he made a stand posture on that, and I think the speech itself was remarkable. I think so.
Okay, so now let me come back to your party, the APC party, and let me take the New Citizen newspaper, for example. We see two issues and they will just summarize quick one. Yeah, the first one gets to do with Kasho J. Olamcole, the chairman Western Rural District Council. We will embarrass Alfred Peter Conte. Kasho Olamcole. This now what he say because Peter Conte don't depose again as the chairman of the APC party, and they all meeting them, on a different side.
First of all, I give you a view on Chairman Kasho Olamcole. Chairman Kasho Olamcole, a highly intelligent individual, smart individual, very exposed. I like him. Now, man, we white na white, black na black. When you want for Morkayu, they tell you, bing, say you are the Morkayu. But he can't boast in our hand. Okay? And knows how to explain himself. He also holds a position as chairman of the region. Saint-Pierre. That's the serious position. Chairman of the region. And guess whose region? Western area. One of the most prominent regions for APC. Western area and APC getter. I mean, I know say when I was a member of the executive of the Western area, and look for say this time around we under Captain Agba, Kikiri Agba, Patsu. Then Cherry Coco was secretary, then eventually became, secretary eventually became deputy chair, and then Alpha West became secretary. The alacrity, the speed with which Chairman Olanko came into the position, okay, people are not be like too much. Few people they're going to be like too much. I can understand that. So among them, they can begin more karam and whatnot and so on. But God nine they keep power. And to be heard, you must speak up. To be seen, you must stand up. To be appreciated, you must shut up. Kasha Olanko know exactly what he wants. He do it, he don't forget that. He's there now, okay, and he's representing us quite well. So the role where he play and what he say, now that you expect of a chairman. The way our political party is, okay, you start from the bottom where you get the zonal executive, you get the constituency executive, okay, you get the district executive, okay, you get the regional executive, okay, the national executive, then you get the other organs then of the party, youth wing, we'll call young congress now, the women congress, and so no other organs that they, all of them are in the party. That is why when you get an idea or you want to say something, you pass it through the chairman and they filter right through very quickly. So when you talk about a regional chairman, a big person like party, it gets a whole district under that. We get constituencies under that. We get zonal executive under that. Okay. So what he did was what was expected of a chairman. And you should not take it lightly. Whether it is a right or a wrong, or a right or a wrong, you should not take it lightly. As a chairman, he has spoken, which means that everybody under that will take action. So if I were Alfred Peter Conte, I would be cautious. We'll be very cautious. But over and beyond that, I believe the national, okay, get an action for taking for find out what Alfred Peter Conte wants. Because Alfred Peter Conte, and people really confuse all of this. We had young people called NIM. These are APC beginning, maybe the college. Okay, we see the popularity of President Nkrumah, we see the work of President Nkrumah don't do, and then see how we lost an election. And these are young strategic thinkers, college educated young people. I say, no, this don't make sense. Something does not add up here. Okay, it bothered them to a point where they found themselves into a movement. They were not looking to throw the APC on the bus. They were not looking to kill the APC, but rather sanitize the APC. Okay, and get me back on an even keel. So they came out and they said, no, when I empower, we don't go around and ask questions. And they did. When they went out and asked questions to which is the problem, they had information that this selection issue, this selection business, don't pass back like this. Okay, and a few other things. So they came together and they decided, say, well, we're going to propose that we change the constitution for, bring new things that come and change something. After Peter Conte happened for in America and became an NRM from the diaspora, held the position where supposed to be the diaspora organizer to support NRM development. NRM, however, we did now what we call a peace facilitator and moral guarantor organ, okay, which were being led at the time. The coordinator will be getting now, Dr. Ibrahim Bangura, where they run so for flag leadership. Now, in President Nkrumah say, go ahead, you be the coordinator for that group. And I see you forever for talk to NRM, where they pull the case. Now we talk to NRM. Now we give them faith. Now we put a repetition on the line for say, gentlemen, the party, the establishment already, okay, for adopt the constitution, we will not do right. Or the changes we don't have. Yeah, we not drop this case. But they were adamant for a while, but we will prevail. So they decided for drop the case. But by that time, they, after Peter Conte waited in America, talk to them, say, no, they're not agree, men and drop the case. Because I don't believe them with the empire. The empire, they will tell you this to do that thing. No, the group, NRM themselves say, no, we did drop this case. This now papa them, they don't talk to him. Good faith, we believe them, we cannot keep fighting forever. So they don't make it. After Peter Conte starting here, now not to NRM again, now ARM. We continue. So waiting after Peter Conte the fed for, now waiting NRM they want. But NRM don't get waiting they want, they don't see the party, they go in the right direction. They don't hands down. Okay. After Peter Conte come, they carry the party go in a court, you get 3 players. The executive don't take in office, which was true. They don't pass the term for the office. That'd be true. The executive not showing any financial discipline. They're not even presenting financial discipline, which was true. And we need for go convention, I think, the other one. All of which was true. The court listened to your case after everything will happen and asked the executive for vacate the office. Ask the executive for ask you for get a forensic audit of all the money business and what not so. All what you ask for, you get it. So after Peter Conte, you had your day in court. The interim business where they put you down, the interlocutory business where they talk about all of that. Now, during that 10-day way, they don't pull the executive, we don't get a substantial executive. You came in as chairman and so on and so forth. You don't pass all that stage. We don't get executive, we don't get a national delegates conference. We now don't get a regular executive. It means all your issues, all your concerns are gone. They're washed out. They're finished. APC don't realize this. Who side after Peter Conte they come on now about some people's party, all people's party still they go up and down? I don't understand. For me, I feel like we say you don't know something. You know, it makes no sense whatsoever. So therefore, you know, until and unless you can't talk to the party, which is an issue now at this point, he has no leg to stand on. Not a complete confusionist. You know, a confusionist. All what you ask for has happened. You don't hold yourself out as the chairman. How can you be the chairman? Hold on convention. People actually accept the constitution, they accept the documents. We've had an election, we don't participate in the last election. It means your query is over and done with. That's been sorted. If they tell you saying that ATM, they're all about. The APC is not regular. So it's a total confusion, and it expects the party, okay, for take steps, okay, for stop up. Now, okay, and take them to court, take them to PPRC, do what needs to happen for make Isidomi explain within a position. And if you get right, then they'll get right. If you don't get right, tell us to stop it. If you don't stop them, then now we will bring civil action against you. Okay, but if the party sit down, they play games and sit down, they go on, then it's our fault.
All right. Thank you very much, Ajibu. Anything that you want to touch on, we want to talk?
Oh my goodness. Well, that's really, I mean, there's a lot to talk about. But, so little time. But I don't know. But you know, I'm really looking forward to lower level elections starting up. So we can regularize ourselves, get delegates together. The next elections we get for happen, or the issue of black BIR or voting of people in office will involve us having credible delegates together and ensuring that then delegates they are brought to wherever we decide for gets the National Delegates Conference and then vote. Every position will be voted for. Okay. So anybody who believes that they can't get a position for nothing, not a complete joke. Okay. Every position will be voted for. And make a reiterate the fact that Alfred Peter Conte must stop. Must stop now. And if he doesn't stop, the party must stop him now. Because we see the show the anti-party activity. Because one will ask the question, who say you register yourself? Because if you haven't visited the party office for so long, you don't get mind goody. Okay? And America, where you come on, now New Jersey you did, and you are not registered there, they don't get you that registered. And you don't join that constituency. Who say you join? So the question is, you join APC in the first place? Yeah, so we must handle things. We must do things as a party and fix some of them problems there. That's about it. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Ajibu Tijan Jalo, for your time and like always for joining me and give your opinion, honest opinion into issues them inside the country. Today they elect you.
Yeah, of course. Today elect me. No doubt. Today elect me, but that day will come. He says something wrong. And you know what's funny about this? Yeah, people they know they can't challenge you. And when I come here and I speak, very few people that get it when they come to speak your mind. Because I don't wait for somebody come from you. I don't really care about the position. I think I'm fine in my own. And APC in our party, and I will talk to whether you like it or not. Today, I will talk what you like. When you like. Tomorrow, I might talk something that you don't like. Unfortunately, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But anytime I can talk my fact, I work on the government. I'm in APC. Okay. I don't deal with the party long enough. Know the history. So anything I can talk my fact. When somebody can say one for can destabilize what you are saying. First of all, establish how you deal with the party, how you deal with the government, what's in your proximity to an Escuroma. You know? So it is what it is.
Thank you very much. Get yourself a good day.
Problem.
All right, thank you, Djibouti Janjalo. And so you said we don't watch the program. Thanks to the producer we put this program together. So you will watch, like, share, and comment to appreciate to know all. If you're not subscribed, please consider for those before you go. My name is Simbe Pen. If you don't fight on to me, you guys want a beautiful day. One for say, God bless you all.